Hello and welcome to Actual Play UK. I am tonight's host and DM, Richard. How are you doing? Not you. You. How are you doing? I am delighted to be here. It's very exciting. I'm Richard from the D20 Future Show podcast, and I will be bringing our unique alternative to professionalism to the Actual Play UK stream. I have with me three fools, victims, delightful people who are joining us. Would you like to say hello, Chris?
Oh, me first. Hi.
Yeah,
hello there. My name is Chris. I use he, him pronouns. When I am not offering myself as a sacrificial victim on Richard's altar of amazingness, I am the GM and producer for Some Other Heroes.
Fantastic. Thank you, Chris. Sarah, the choice between the two of you totally threw me. Sarah, would you like to introduce yourself?
Hello, I'm Sarah, and I'm introducing myself. I am DM and Chaos Monger at League of Stoopid and a one-time critical drinker. I'm very excited to be here because I've been trying to torment Rich for a really long time, and I feel like this is my opportunity to do it with people watching, and it's great.
And last but by no means finally, Shiv.
Hello, I'm Shiv, and my pronouns are he, him, and I will be playing the Warforged Cleric Warden tonight. And I'm also one half of Two Kobolds in a Trenchcoat, a TTRPG podcast, where we talk about all things TTRPG.
Amazing.
Fantastic. I have here some show notes, and they say that I should introduce the game you are playing. So we're going to play a kind of slightly obscure indie game. You may have come across it if you're kind of into the sort of really niche stuff. We're going to play Dungeons and Dragons.
Is this a 2d6 system? I wasn't sure. I wasn't told before.
It's it's part of that D20 boom that has been going on for some time. This is actually the 5th edition of Dungeons and Dragons. Wow. So
let them make a new one.
There's been 4 before.
If you're not familiar, welcome to the internet. If you're in the TTRPG space, you should know exactly how this works. By the way, if this evening you're the sort of person who shouts at Matt Mercer for getting the rules wrong, then if I get the rules wrong, can you shout at Matt Mercer? It will have exactly the same effect. The next thing on my list is to introduce each of you, so I've done that. Brilliant. We tonight are going to play my adventure, Drakes on a Plane. We will find out why sooner, and if you're thinking, I bet that name came before the plot, correct. Yes, I thought of the name and then I wrote the adventure. I now have to ask each of you icebreaker questions. So, Chris, if you were a chocolate bar, which chocolate bar would you be?
Ooh,
that's a good one.
That's a really good one. I would be a block of Lind, mint, and dark chocolate.
Ooh,
okay,
luxurious,
so
rich and fresh. Nice. Okay,
good choice. Good choice.
Shiv, if you could have one superpower, what would it be? Don't think you've got thinking time. That's not how it works.
I would say I'd flying, because it just means that avoid traffic.
Okay, that's a solid one. And Sarah, you don't get any thinking time either, because I haven't thought of third question, but I will do. Sarah, what is as a role player? What is your greatest strength?
My ability to think quickly.
Very good. Very good. There was a moment where I was worried there. I thought, no, she's doing a bit. It's okay. We're in safe hands. That viewer is the kind of safe hands you're in this evening. Next thing on the show notes is gameplay. So let's play a game. Let's do it. Strap in for some block text. Yes, I like the sound of my own voice. Your adventuring party, adventurers, finds itself in a tavern. It is early evening, and the autumn sun has just disappeared behind the horizon. Thick clouds of pipe smoke cling to dark beams of the ceiling of the saloon bar of the confused Chimera. Outside, the first frost of the year settles on the ground. You are gathered around a table trying to decide how best to spend the last of your coin, and where you might find some more coin, which is becoming a pressing issue. In the far corner, you have each noticed a tall, dark figure hunched over the fire. Though the fire glows warm and red, the figure himself seems to be cloaked in shadow. Only the glow of a long pipe illuminates a dark bearded face. The figure has been watching you for some time now. And now is the time where you're each going to introduce what this dark robed figure with a mysterious dark face and a pipe, what do they see? Chris, do you want to start?
Yes, absolutely. They see a tall, broad, armoured figure who has unusually kept his helmet on, despite being inside. Towers, probably, I don't know about Shiv, probably towers over most of his companions, and has a broad, booming voice that can be heard all around the tavern, and hasn't really shut up since he's arrived.
Excellent. Okay, and that is Sir Reginald.
Sir Reginald Rombles, which he has said at least 5 times to different patrons.
Brilliant. So as the camera pans across and then down, we meet Sarah's character.
So Betty Numpo is a incredibly ancient gnome. She's got a face like a pickled walnut, with long white curly hair which sits under the cap of a brown toadstool, and she has little sort of blue purple glasses on, which if you look at her closely you realize are varifocals. And she is reaching up to the table and sort of slowly taking down a beer, with the other hand expertly packing a very long pipe with what looks like mushrooms. She's clad in what can only be described as an eccentric robe of made up of various bits of fur and leaves, sort of like tacked together rather crudely. You can see bits, like it's the kind of thing, if she moves in the wrong way, probably people are going to see a nipple, which at her age she doesn't care about, but other people might. She's just smiling benevolently, and anyone who looks closely might see her give the guy in the corner a bit of a cheeky wink.
Okay. And to Shiv, what do we see as the camera pans across and then presumably back up again?
Back up again, yeah. You see a rather large automaton-like figure. The armor, which is all part of him, is all like lightly filigreed in gold and stuff. And his head, he has like large sort of gold eyes that just scan the room as he sits, just hands flat on the table across from his companions. Just sort of sits calmly as he processes and just scans the room. Very sort of Terminator style.
Okay. Apparently reaching some sort of decision, the figure stands to his feet. He pulls a scrap of parchment out of his bag and starts to walk towards you. And it is at this moment that you spot a Goliath that has been standing next to your table for some time. It's impossible to know how long he's been there. There has been no sound. The Goliath is holding a golden forked rod in his hands. "Adventurers?" the Goliath asks. But before you have a chance to answer, the tavern swirls around you. It seems to twist and blur, and then a moment later you find yourself stood in a large circular room lit by a soft blue light. Looking around, you can see what seems to have been originally a storeroom, but the wine racks and shelves have been moved aside to allow for a large 4-poster bed, a bookcase filled with an apparently random selection of books, and at the far end, an area given over to an alchemy lab. "Ah, yes. The adventurers I ordered. Excellent work, Bernorn." The speaker is a tall and elegantly dressed elf wizard, whose magnificence is somewhat undercut by a pile of dirty laundry next to him. "Introductions," announces the wizard, and turns to Warden expectantly.
He sort of just like does the whole robot like up and down.
Yep.
Hello. My name is Warden.
Hello, Warden. You. And he points at Betty Numpo.
Betty takes her glasses down her nose and looks after them and says, Betty Numpo, delighted to meet you.
And that one?
Someone stole the tavern! I sense a quest. If we return it this instant, we can get 3 round of drinks. He's completely got his back to the wizard.
No, excuse me. Excuse me, third adventurer, who are you?
Slowly turns around. Why, you have the honor, no, the joy of sharing space with Sir Reginald Rombos.
What an extraordinary long name. Well, well met, each and each of you. I am Stratagorn the Wise, Archmage Emeritus of Legistran, wielder of the Draconian, creator of this demi-plane of reality, and I have a task for you. The Goliath, who has managed to just fade into the background, takes a step forward gracefully and coughs pointedly, which seems to deeply irritate the wizard. Yes, all right, Bernorn. My assistant wants me to apologise for dragging you from whatever it was you were doing to assist me here. Sorry. You will, of course, be sufficiently compensated for your time. The thing is, you see, there's been a bit of an incident. One of my magical experiments has, well, it sort of turned out not as how I anticipated. I'd been investigating the mysteries of an ancient, powerful artifact known as the Drake Sphere in the Arcanium at the top of this tower. But it started spontaneously manifesting unusual varieties of elemental drake all the way down the tower, and it has transformed my own pet drake, William, into some sort of, for want of a better term, super drake. And so I need you, 3 fine adventurers, to journey to the top of my tower and, well, without wishing to put too fine a point on it, kill William and destroy the Drake Sphere. Once again, Bernorn steps forward and coughs. All right. My assistant is once again indicating that I have missed some important social cue. The Goliath leans down and whispers something, without giving away anything on his face. Yes, pecuniary compensation. What did we offer the last few parties? 200 gold pieces if they were able to return, but they did not? Good, so we still have that money. Yes, sir, says the Goliath. They were not able to return. So, what do you say? 200 gold pieces each, adventurer? Adventurers, there's 3 of you, that's it, yes. 200 gold pieces each if you can destroy the Drake Sphere and put down poor William.
Reginald goes to step forward with the normal sort of, I will do this for free, and then remembers a very angry set of conversations and turns back. My lady Numto, I do believe compensation is your normal modus operandi. Is this sufficient?
Well, I mean, I think if you check under the hood a little bit of this and you sort of think about, well, if parties have gone before us and yes, we're very skilled. I mean, if you're looking at, I would expect at least 300 a head, if not 4.
Bernorn whispers something else. Yes, I told you they would do this. That's why I said lowball them to start with, if they insist on money.
Suddenly,
sorry, where was I? Yes.
Suddenly it's gone up to 500.
Has it?
Yes.
I don't remember that happening. When did that happen?
While you weren't looking.
Oh, gosh. Well, that is inconvenient. Oh, well, I can't be helped, I suppose, unless you wanted to help it.
No, not really. I'm very happy as it is.
500 gold pieces between you then. That seems fine.
Per head.
How many heads have you got?
Well, Reginald, have you still got those heads in your bag?
Turns out Reginald doesn't have a head.
But I'm actually, I mean, we do need to concern the fact that, as you have pointed out, that some people do not consider what I have normal, and will remove his helm, and underneath is the bright blue-eyed remnants of a skeleton. With
Who?
without a jaw.
Vernon leans down and whispers something. No, I think I am allowed to be surprised at that.
I mean, really, he should pay double for his head because it's very unusual.
Right. I think you're going to need to do me some sort of persuasion check because that doesn't make a lick of sense, but he's a very confused old man.
I think we've got him, guys. I think we've got him.
First roll of the night, and it means nothing.
16.
All right.
Hey.
So I pay double for his, so that's what, 1,000 gold pieces in total, yes?
That will
Yes.
do.
I mean, but Warden, I mean, to be honest, Warden is an automaton of great skill and courage, but technically does not have a head so much as a helm.
Right, so we're back down to 500 gold pieces in total, are we?
No, because Betty is here.
Oh, if I...
Right, okay, so
double
1,000
mine,
gold pieces all in, yes?
and 500 for. I mean, my maths is not. I am better at hitting things than counting things. It has to be said, unless I have hit them first, in which case I'm quite good at counting the things I hit first. But
I'm very confused.
Well, we can trust
Betty.
Lady Numto. She has never led me wrong ever since I have become her guardian and protector.
That
Betty
sounds
just
fair
steps
enough.
in front of him. Let's just say 1,000.
All right, 1,000 gold pieces if you survive.
Excellent.
Okay, very well. He's just sort of points to a set of stairs. Off you go then. Up the stairs.
Pulls out the greatsword. Charge!
Starts the follows up after Sir Reginald.
At
Betty
the
just
top-
like turns and follows very, very slowly, like she shuffles.
Right. Okay.
Like they're miles ahead.
There was a sort of extended sequence where Strategorn the Wise sort of stands there awkwardly, as does Bernord, but just in the background. A moment later, Strategorn goes back to sorting his laundry. 1,000 gold pieces, he says, just as you disappear from view. Well, maybe we'll get lucky and they'll die as well. At the top of the stairs, you find yourself stood in a large open-plan kitchen with a roaring fire. It's burning in the centre of the room. There is no chimney, however. The smoke seems to just rise up towards the ceiling and then disappear. The kitchen worktop is covered in pots and pans and crockery and cutlery. And it is at this point, by the magic of magic, we will hopefully see the... there it is. Here is the kitchen. What I'd like you to do is place yourself in a marching order somewhere around the middle of the room, please.
Kidoki, I shall move myself over.
And then I need to remember how this works. Here we go. Right, so... That's it. I think I've cracked... So, a viewer, this is me very much discovering how Roll20 works. Live on stream. So you're privileged to be witnessing something truly astonishing, which is my incompetence writ large. Okay. So as soon as to confirm for the viewer, who is in front? The viewer. For me, who's in front?
This is Reggie, and I shall.
Sir Reginald is the excellent. Okay. So Sir Reginald leading with Warden next, and then some way behind is Betty Numpo. And it is at this moment that the pots appear to just fly at you for absolutely no reason and without any warning. And they are going to each make an attack. And then we're going to roll for initiative.
Amazing.
So here we go. Animated pots. I've got the things. Yeah. So let's start with here we go. +5 to hit. So, Sir Reginald, does a 17 hit?
It does not. Well, it probably does, but just pings off.
Okay. Yep. There's a sort of clanging noise. Okay. How about? You can feel the drama. How about a 22?
22 will hit.
Excellent. You take. Here we go. We're gonna start big. 7 points of bludgeoning damage.
Oof.
Oh, wow.
These pots mean business.
These pots, they do.
Dastardly fiends!
TPK by
Warden.
pot. Yes.
Yeah, well, we can get the TPK out of the way nice and early. We can roll new characters, and we'll vibe it for the rest. Does a 24 hit?
A 24 will hit, yes.
That's good news. And then does a 18 hit?
18 will hit, yeah, that's my armor class.
Okay, so that is 7 points, and my goodness, that is 3 4s I've rolled in a row on this D4. That's 14 points of damage. And last but by no means least, Betty Numpo does a 13 hit.
No.
No, 13 doesn't hit. So there's a sort of general clanging of pots, but Betty Numpo just avoids them.
Visually, maybe she's just kind of walking under them.
Just hits over. There's a sort of as it turns round and comes back for her. At which point, we'll roll for initiative, everybody.
Okay. Nice.
Did anybody beat 20?
I did. 21.
No.
21. Okay, that is Sir Reginald. Did anybody beat 15? Okay, it's the pots.
Yes.
Did anybody... Sarah,
19.
is that you saying you did beat 15?
I did beat 15. I got a 19.
You got a 19. Okay, that is Betty Numpo. And then the pots. Excellent, which presumably means that Warden is last.
I got a very strong 9.
It's a strong 9, though. That's
Strong
good.
9.
Most people's 9 in initiative is very weak. Brilliant. So,
I was proud of that 9.
It's all pots all the time coming at you. You are surrounded by pots.
All pots, all the time. Oh, wow.
It is you to act first.
Okie dokie. So, I mean, Reggie is a very, very simple undead. He will pull out his greatsword, which is he realizes is already in his hand from when he charged earlier, and take a swing at not one but 2 of the pots. First one is a 25 hit.
A 25 does hit these animated flying pots, yes.
And the second one is a 22.
All right. Those both hit, so you hit each of the pots.
So the first one takes 10 points of slashing damage.
Yep.
And the second one takes 9 points of slashing damage.
Okay, with a flash of your greatsword, clang, clang, you have dented both pots. Betty.
Avanti!
Betty, you're up.
Oh, excellent. Well, I mean, Betty's just going to look around, and she's going to start swinging her... she's keeping it basic. She's going to start swinging her quarterstaff at it. And she's also going to cast Shillelagh as a bonus action.
Okay.
Does a 15 hit?
A 15 does hit.
Excellent. She hits. She wheezes a little bit as she hits the pan for 6 damage with a sort of outstanding clang. And then let's cast Shillelagh. 21 definitely hits.
Yes.
And an extra 10 damage.
Okay, so it's a total of 16 damage.
Yes.
Yep, that's right. I was just checking.
That's me not doing math.
That's all right. I wasn't sure if I missed it. Yeah, you smash this pot to pieces, which is presumably slightly humbling for Sir Reginald. So we can get rid of that pot. There you go. Cool. So it's the pot's turn. Pot number 1 and pot number 2 are both going to attack Sir Reginald. That's going to be 21 to hit.
21 will hit.
And an 18 to hit.
Does not hit.
Okay, so that's 1 hit. That is 4 points of damage.
Curse you, you coward! Face me!
The pot, having no face, doesn't. Warden,
Yes.
that is a miss and a hit. Assuming that 24 does hit.
24 does hit, yep.
Yep, that is 7 further points of bludgeoning damage.
Oof. Nice.
As presumably, Warden ducks out of the way of one pot and gets smacked by the other as he does so.
Yep.
That's the pot. It's Warden's turn.
Okay, for my bonus action, I will cast Shield of Faith on Sir Reginald, so you'll get +2 to your AC.
Oh, thank you.
And I will now cast Burning Hands on the pot in front of me.
Okay.
So, can it make a dexterity saving throw for me, please?
It can do. It's got a 5.
5. Perfect. That will fail. So it will take 9 points of fire damage.
9 points of fire damage.
Yeah.
Excellent. Yep. You'd have thought pots would be all right with fire damage, but this one is not. It looks all charred.
I'm just trying to melt it. Just like,
The water inside boils.
yeah. It's like stew. Yeah, that's my go. That's all I can do.
Cool. Top of the round, Sir Reginald.
Well, my unruly utensils, you have borne my wrath, and I shall smack the one nearest, one of the ones near me.
Yep.
And as I do, I'm going to unleash a first level smite.
Ooh.
On it. That is a 25 to hit.
That hits.
Cool. And just need to find my smite damage.
I'll level with you. Probably not going to matter. if you've hit this with a some sort of large sword, I think we're going to be okay. But I mean, let's have the number.
So that is from the sword itself.
Yep.
That is 13 damage.
Yep. So that's gone. Yep.
Okay. In which case, I will say, if you're with your permission, I shall save that smite as he kind of
That
looks
seems
a little
fair enough.
disappointed.
Yep.
And turn it on the other one. That's a 13 to hit.
Okay. Yeah. That's a miss.
A miss. Rats!
It swings out of the way. So that is Sir Reginald. It's Betty. Assuming we get Betty back. There she is. She's back.
Back?
Yeah.
Yes, I'm back. Hello.
She's back. She's up. There are 3 pots.
There are 3 pots. Brilliant. So Betty is going to suddenly move at a fair old amount of speed, and she's going to go and stand next to Sir Reginald. Like she almost moved like she's not old. And she looks up at him and says, "Well done, dearie." At which point she swings her quarterstaff at one of the pots next to him.
Okay.
So let me roll for that. 18 hits, I take it.
18 does hit, yes.
Excellent. You take 5 damage.
Okay. Are you hitting the one above, that is to the north of it's Warden who you've approached, or is it to the south of Warden? The one to the north is more damaged.
North.
Okay, yep. And it's gone. clatters to the floor. Whatever magics had brought it life are smashed out of it.
Excellent. And that's all I'm going to do for now, I think.
Fantastic. The 2 remaining pots have both lost their ability to attack with advantage, putting a big dent in their ability to hurt anyone, I suspect. That is a 17 to hit Sir Reginald. That's not going to be enough anymore, is it? Nope, not with the Shield of Faith kicking around. With Warden, that's even worse. That's 12.
12 will miss, yep.
The pots attack ineffectively. It is now Warden's turn.
Well, okay. My hand turns into my mace as I try to hit it. And
excellent.
Let's see what happens. That is going to be a 17 to hit.
17 hits.
Okay, and that is going to be 5 points of bludgeoning damage.
Okay, you put a serious dent in this. Good stuff. Top of the round, Sir Reginald. Oh, well, unless you have something more to do.
No, that's all I'm going to do. That's all I'm going to do.
Cool. So Reggie will stop and think for a second, and remember deep in his mind a previous conversation about killing people before they've had a chance to ask questions. Will grapple the pot in front of him.
Okay. Excellent.
I love it.
That is a dirty 20 to grapple the pot.
Okay. The pot will attempt to resist. However, he's unable to. You have hold of the pot. By its handles, I assume.
I have one for questioning.
I will attempt to cast Speak with Pots momentarily, Sir Reginald.
Okay, I think everyone else enjoys the fact you appear to have gone through some character growth in the last couple of seconds. However, Betty, you are up.
Betty looks over and says, right, okay, dear. You keep hold of that pot. I'll just help with this one. And she smashes the pot in front of Warden again because it's worked. So why change in any way, shape, or form?
Why indeed?
14 hit.
14 does not
14?
hit.
Ooh.
No.
Oh, boo.
Swing and a miss. It's the pot's turn.
She's just there sort of waving the staff underneath.
The one that, proving that in fact it is not being supported by some invisible plinth. The one that is being grappled attempts to remove itself from your grapple with a athletic score of 11.
I rolled a 15.
Yep, so it sort of it wobbles in your hand, but otherwise is unable to escape.
Slippery pot!
And the one attacking Warden also fails to land a blow.
Nice.
So that's the pot. It's Warden's turn.
Back to me again. Okay. Another mace. That is going to be a dirty 20.
Dirty 20 hits.
And that will be 6 points of bludgeoning.
6 points of bludgeoning damage.
Again with his mace.
Yep. Another clang, another deep dent. One of the handles falls off this one, making it harder to grapple. Sir Reginald, you have hold of this pot.
Who is your master?
Who do you work for?
The pot says nothing. Excellent.
Interrogation
Betty.
of pot. Clang. Lid. Outstanding.
Yeah, it's something I've left out on this this stat block is which languages it speaks. Betty, you are up.
Betty just sighs and says, oh, God, I always hated cooking. And just smacks the pot again.
Yep.
Really?
Ooh, nice.
Oh, 22, that hits.
22 certainly hits, correct.
5.
5 points of damage
5?
on that pot. Yeah, smashes it to pieces.
Yep.
There is only
Excellent.
one pot remaining. It attempts to extract itself from the confusing arm of the skeletal paladin, and with a 21, might have a decent shot this time.
I rolled a 22.
Decent, but not decent enough. You almost lose. It seems to have kind of stopped going for strength and attempted to sort of twist out of your hand, but you're a match for it, and you still have hold of it.
It's slippery, customer.
And it is now your turn.
I think I'm just going to try and subdue it. I'm going to use non-lethal unarmed attack.
Okay, you make an unarmed attack on this on this pot.
Which is a... I presume it's because he's restrained. It's advantage, isn't it?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's okay. That second dice was worse anyway. So that is a 25 to hit.
Yep. You
Wow.
punch the pot.
Doing 4 points of bludgeoning damage.
Okay. Yeah. It looks. It's a really big dent. A really big but non-lethal dent in the lid as you actually it caves in. And sort of quivers. You suspect this is right on the edge of being destroyed and or subdued. Betty, it's to you.
I mean, it's it, Warden. It seems such a shame to ruin his fun. He's having such a nice time. I mean,
I think we should stand back and let Sir Reginald enjoy his moment.
The pot
I
determined
agree.
to ruin.
I think he doesn't get out much.
The pot is determined to ruin Sir Reginald's moment, but is unable to with a total score of 7. I'm going to assume.
I can't roll lower than a 7.
I had a feeling you might be equal to it.
Warden just slowly starts to clap Sir Reginald. Well done, Sir Reginald.
The pot is at your mercy.
It's one of those,
phrase I did not expect to say today.
It's one of those. It probably looks far more dramatic than it is. I shall attempt to subdue it again. It is a 16 to hit,
Yep.
doing another 4 bludgeoning damage. Trying not to kill it.
The pot is now subdued. Whatever that means in this context. I have a horrible feeling it's going to turn into like a sort of, it's going to be your friend now for the rest of the campaign. Potty, the pot is now with you. I don't know what to do with this. The pot is subdued. It is now, as far as you can tell, a submissive pot.
Great. Standing. Okay.
I have subdued this utensil.
Well,
Any ideas how we get it to talk?
Have a mushroom Werther's.
I'm afraid, Lady Numto, I can't, because I no tongue, can't suck.
Yeah, I think maybe it just needs a little bit of a sleep and then it'll be really talkative.
I shall tie it up till then.
You tie up the pot.
Just tie its lid down.
Yeah.
Can I make an insight check to see if what its next move could be?
Sure.
Just in case it might try to escape. Here we go. That's reasonable. That's a 23.
Yeah. So what's actually happened is that the pot has been beaten so hard that the magic has actually gone out of it. So while Sir Reginald is expecting at any minute to confess to terrible crimes, it's a pot with the lid tied by the handle to the main thing. But what you've got there is a pot.
I'll just like scan it and then go to Sir Reginald. I do believe you've subdued this pot to such a standard it is now a pot.
Oh, that's just a little disappointing, actually, to be fair. All right, you win this round, Pot, but I'll be back, presumably after we finish what's going on upstairs.
I think we should make haste.
Okay, excellent. So we can delete the pot, and you now proceed through the room and up the stairs.
I am, unless anybody else wants to look around at all.
No.
Oh, Betty's a little bit curious why the pots attacked us, really, because last time I looked, a pot wasn't a drake.
Unless there's some
science.
markings that say it's like Drake Industries from the like the long thread throughout this whole game.
If you wish to cast Detect Magic or some other magic detection type thing, if you're unable to do that, then an Arcana roll will have to do.
I can ritually cast.
I
can. Okay, that's fine.
I think we've all got detect
okay,
magic,
Betty.
I mean, I rolled a 16 on Arcana.
Yeah, from what you can tell, it seems that. And you aren't sure how, or even if at all, this is associated with the the drakes going on, whatever that is. But there just seems to be just an excess of magic kicking around, and it sort of seems to have found a home in these pots. You can't be sure why, but you suspect that that's what's going on.
Excellent. Well, looks like we should be on the lookout for more Tupperware coming our way any minute now. When everyone's ready.
Pulls out his longsword and just kind of looks for the immediate.
Has Sir Reginald ever put away his longsword, or is it always he's just forever reproducing it?
Out at all times.
Hey, at least once they have seen him pull out his long sword instead of his great sword.
Okay, there you go.
I really wondered what you were going to say for a second.
Let's all of us dwell on that for slightly too long.
Too long to worry. I'm going to let that one go.
Let it hang in the air for a little bit, then just move on.
I'm so sorry, viewer, but I think Wayne Flick 01, we can all agree that was absolutely not a euphemism. We proceed to the next floor. Ooh. Which it's no good if I do that. I have to do a thing, don't I? I told you we were witnessing. No, what? Do I? No, I do that. There you go.
To move us as well.
That's it.
Ooh, there we are.
Ooh.
So, don't close it. There we go. Right. Please, will you instead? How do I do a ping?
Hold your mouse down.
Hold your mouse down. Right. If you could move yourselves to sort of this sort of area, that's the entrance. What you've got there is the exit. That is. I'm not sure who we blame for that, but can't be me. So.
Blame the pots.
Yeah, sure. Let's blame the pots. Pots. Here we go. The stone stairs turn to the right, and then level out onto a stone-floored corridor. To the left, you see a large window opening out to an infinite flat azure expanse covered in white lettering. Do any of you read Draconic?
I don't even know if
yes,
Reggie reads.
I do. The robot
you do,
does.
in which case,
No.
you read in these strange white letters, a problem has been detected on this plane, and it has been shut down to prevent damage to the fabric of existence. And there's an error message, which is realT_IRQL_not_less_or_equal. If this is the first time you've seen this message, restart the demi-plane. If the message manifests again, return to the prime material plane. There's a series of more numbers and letters under the section Arcane Information. Beginning dump of physical demi-reality. Physical demi-reality dump complete. Contact your demi-plane administrator for further assistance.
Is there any like QR code I could possibly scan for like the help desk or anything like that?
There is not, no. But,
okay. I shall relay that. Yeah. I shall relay that all that information to the gang.
Such strange arcane ways. You shall have to educate me on what they mean.
I put a heavy hand on his shoulder. The ways of the 404 error message will be taught to you, Sir Reginald, at some point.
Is this the point where I hit it until it starts working?
Yes, usually it's unplug, plug it back in, and then after a while, report it to your help desk, and then they won't help.
I see you have deeper understandings of the weave than many men. To your right, the corridor opens up into a decent-sized room with a table in the middle. There are 4 wooden stools that float about 5 feet above the table, slowly rotating in the air. All of the silver cutlery on the table seems to be just sort of gently trembling.
So Reginald, a new enemy.
No, not necessarily. These are made of wood. They might be friendly. And she'll boldly walk into the room.
Okay. Plonk yourself somewhere on the map.
Are we all going in? I assume so.
Yeah.
I don't know if there is a just wait to see what explodes at Reggie.
The stools continue to float and spin. If you move through where they are, they're sort of pushed out of the way and then gently move back, as if they are sort of swinging on a magical rope that isn't there.
Friend stools, would you be able to guide us further to see if we could find William?
The stools rotate slowly.
I am uncertain as to how to proceed with this conversation. Lady Numpto.
Maybe you should try speaking louder.
That is a brilliant idea. Dear friend Stool!
The stool pauses for a moment and then just starts to rotate the other way.
Ah, we have progress. He just starts shouting even louder at this stool.
You are unable to determine any further change in the stool's behaviour.
Ah, dear. Somebody else is going to have to progress this because he will stand here and shout at this thing for some time.
Yeah, I'll give it another detect magic to see what's going on in this room.
Go for it. Yep. How long does detect magic take to cast?
It will take concentration up to 10 minutes.
Okay. So you're casting it as a ritual spell, are you?
I am, yeah.
And that has a casting time of longer than your standard action, is that right?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. So for those 10 minutes, presumably Sir Reginald continues to shout at the stool as it inscrutably rotates without giving anything.
Yeah, I hope you weren't looking for a stealthy party because
This is not it.
I've generated many a character for whom stealth is for cowards and other people. So as you finally start to ping your detect magic, there's just loads of magic. There's so much magic. It's like the weave has sort of leaked into really the whole demi-plane of reality that seems to occupy this tower. It's just a lot of magic about.
It feels like there is too much magic in this room as he starts to like freeze because the magic's just too much. Goes into like reboot mode.
clang.
It's like, thank you, Sir Reginald. Yes. Lots of magic.
As you, as you detect magic, you see into the movement of the weave, and you can see that it is in fact the weave causing this stool to rotate, and it is a sort of strange eddy currents that every now and again will cause one of them to rotate the other way. You're pretty convinced it's got nothing to do with Reginald shouting at it.
I'm sorry to disappoint you, Sir Reginald, but I don't think you're having any effect on these stools at all.
Well, no, clearly they're not up for conversation. Just pushes one down and sits on it grumpily.
Okay. So Reginald can feel it attempting to turn. Each of the other stools, there's a scraping sound as he slowly rotates. Each of the other stools start to rotate in the other direction. The cutlery sort of pauses for a minute and then trembles again.
This is all from the weave.
And again, you can see that there are little harmonics within the kind of the threads of the weave, and some arcane studiers like to think of the weave. It's much easier to understand it as 12-dimensional strings in 14-dimensional space. And everyone else thinks that's just not in any way helpful. And the arcane calculations may well mean that works, but it doesn't explain anything. But you seeing into that, you can see there are little harmonics in these strings that is causing this trembling.
Okay, I'll relay that to the gang as well.
I think Reginald looks blankly at his friend, which is quite normal for Reggie, to be fair. I understood the words, not necessarily the order you used them in, though.
As he does so, Warden seems to sort of slowly move to the left as there's a scraping sound and the stool continues to rotate you the other direction.
It's like some sort of like showpiece, just slowly rotating.
Yeah. But there's a really painful scraping sound as it's wood on stone.
Oh, wow. Awkward. So there's no other...
Wait a second, I'll be back round before you know it.
Just that, like, the thinking man pose as he comes back round. So there's nothing else in this room apart from that magic that could, like... That's all there is.
There seems to be nothing else kind of going on that... all you can see is the doorway ahead of you.
Right, well, let's be back upon it.
Just continue.
Okay, who reaches the doorway first?
I'll go to the doorway first.
All right. As you reach the doorway, where is Sir Reginald? It's as if it's about to matter.
So Reginald is roughly where he is at the moment. He's probably stood up and is pushing the stool down and just...
Okay, yep. As he's pushed, yep. Okay, at this moment, there are 4 sounds, all at the same time, so that was dead on, as 4 creatures appear, apparently, from nowhere. 1 green drake, 1 grey drake, there we go, 1 white drake, there we go, that's a blue one, I need one of those as well, 1 blue one, and 1... we got... oh yeah. I've helpfully named some of them by their colour and some of them by their element.
Nice.
There you go. And we're going to roll for initiative as, 4 drakes appear from nowhere.
Oh, yes.
And that is a natural 20, I'm assuming?
Yes.
That's what I've rolled as well. Natural 20 as well.
Okay. In which case, both of you go before the drakes. Fine. Who has the higher dex? You go first.
That was a 24 from...
That was only a 21 from me. So
okay. So Sir Reginald first, Warden next, and we have the elemental drakes. And with any luck, Betty Numper will be back. But Sir Reginald, there are drakes. They I mean, it's hard to tell, but they look like they want to eat you.
He stops. He thinks about what he's discussed before. I'm going to waste my bonus action as he pulls out a small piece of parchment.
Yep.
Dear possibly sentient creature that is opposed to me at this time.
Yep.
Is it possible you are doing so under duress, or I have misunderstood the situation? In which case, please indicate after this first attack so that we may resolve this conflict with minimal injury. And then he'll hit it.
I do enjoy the fact that even your attempted negotiation understands there's going to be an incredibly violent assault. It's just after that, just mentioned. That's great. I feel like that was weeks of negotiation, and the rest of the party have gone, fine, okay, hit it once.
That's fine, yeah. Just do that, it's fine.
Yeah. It is a 22 to hit.
Okay, 22 does hit.
And it's just going to be a standard 11 points of slashing damage. It is magical because it is his greatsword.
Okay, and that is on the blue drake or the white drake?
I don't think he's seen the white drake. I think the blue drake just appeared in front of him. He's not aware of what's happening behind him.
Okay, yep. How much damage? I missed that. I was getting too excited about which one.
11 points
11 points of damage. Cool. Okay. Yeah. So that is on the blue drake. Okay. Blue drake, 11 points of damage. Excellent. Warden.
Okay. I am going to cast Scorching Ray at the one in front of Sir Reginald Bear. Because I've got 3 rays, I'm going to attack 2 in front of me as well.
Okay. So I've got white drake, grey drake, and green drake, and they both begin the same letter, so I can't just gonna have to write grey in my notes. Otherwise, GD. No, that doesn't work.
Yeah.
So for the first drake that's opposite Sir Reginald, that's going to be a dirty 20 to hit.
That is a hit.
Yeah. So that one will take 6 points of fire damage.
Okay. Yep.
The one. Is that a grey drake? Yeah, the grey drake in front of me. That's a 17 to hit.
That also hits.
That's going to take 11 points of fire damage.
Yep.
And then the one just to the bottom of me will take. That's a 14. Does that hit?
14 does hit.
Ooh, yes. And that takes 9 points of fire damage. It's basically just lasers.
Yep. Okay. I'm imagining the sequence from, is it Iron Man 2, where it's just like laser beams.
Yeah, just like that.
And you wonder why he didn't fire that at literally any moment before that in the in the films.
Yeah. Oh, and excellent. For my bonus action, I will cast Spiritual Weapon.
Okay. What is that? Where does it appear? And do you have a token for it?
I don't, but I can just draw on the map.
Great. Okay.
It'll just appear behind me here. It's just going to be like a mace. So that's
okay. Excellent. In which case, it's the drake's turn. The blue drake is going to assault with advantage on Sir Reginald. That is, so he's going to attempt to bite you with a 23. This is where I need all of the dice. It's 1. So you take 10 points of piercing damage.
Oof.
And 3 points of blue lightning damage.
Blue lightning damage.
Blue lightning damage, yes.
Blue lightning damage.
The very best sort.
Fantastic. Ouch.
The white drake, it's good that it attacked with advantage because that's a 1 and a 20. So that is 19 points of piercing damage and 2 points of ice damage, cold damage.
Sorry, can you repeat that damage for me?
That is 19 points of piercing damage.
Oh, ow.
Yep. You don't want to roll max damage on when you hit with a critical if you want to keep your players alive. That's a bad thing to do. And 4 points, because it was critical, of cold damage.
Ouch. Yes, it's hard to tell. He is obviously just bone, but he doesn't look happy at that.
Fair enough. And then we've got down here, the Grey Drake is going to miss, and the Green Drake is going to hit with... That is 4 points of piercing damage and 4 points of poison damage.
I cannot be poisoned because I'm a robot.
Is that immunity to the condition, or is that immunity to the damage?
That is resistant.
So 2 points of poison damage.
Yeah, 2 points.
Yeah.
So, sorry, what was that? 4 points and 2 points, yeah?
Correct, yes.
Oh, lovely.
That's the Drakes. We may or may not be getting Betty Numpo back. So hopefully you're not relying on her to do any healing. It is Sir Reginald's turn.
On that base, I will have to use an action to dump 20 hit points back into myself.
Mm-hmm.
Using lay on hands. So Reggie basically starts hand boning.
Yep.
Nice. I've got some bagpipes. We can really go for it.
And I'll dump 20 in for the moment.
Okay.
To gain back some. And I don't really have any bonus actions I can use at this point.
Is lay on hands not a... That's lay on hands as a... Is that not a bonus action?
No, it's an action.
Oh, okay.
According to this.
Right,
Unless D&D Beyond's lying to me. No, it's just one action.
It seems that D&D Beyond is likely to have a better memory of the rules of D&D than I do.
I like your rules better.
Can we use those?
And... Oh, I will cast a spell, though. I will cast Shield of Faith on myself.
Nice.
Yep. Consider yourself shielded.
Amazing. So that increases my armor class by 2.
Okay.
Cool.
Warden.
I will do some healing on myself as well. I will use a charge for my staff of healing to give myself back. That's going to be, this is going to be my action, 15 points of healing. That's good. Heal. And for my bonus action, my spiritual weapon will come down here and take a strike at the Green Drake.
Go for it.
So let's see how good that is. Where is it gone? There it is. Right. Here we go. Ooh. A 7 doesn't hit, does it?
A 7 does not hit.
No. Okay. As this thing just swipes and completely misses it. Action, bonus action. That's it. That's all I can do.
All right. It's Drake o'clock. So the Blue Drake is going to attack Sir Reginald. That's a second natural 21 combo.
Cool.
I'll use my reaction to fire some warding flares and blind it, causing disadvantage.
Okay. In which case, having rolled with advantage, that cancels it down to one or the other. So, 50-50. Call out odds or evens.
Odds.
It's evens. So that's a hit. We'll tell you what. We'll meet you in the middle. It's not a critical hit. It's just a hit.
It's just a hit.
And it does 1d8 26. That is 11 points of piercing damage because I've hit big numbers again, and 3 points of blue lightning damage.
Okie dokie. Cool. Thank you.
The White Drake is also going to attack. That's going to be a hit, I think. 20 is a hit.
A 20 does not hit at the moment.
20. Because of your Shield of Faith, you're too holy to be bitten by a White Drake. It turns out. The Grey Drake is going to attack. That is 15.
Miss.
Yep. And the Green Drake is also going to attack. That is a roll of 15, so 20.
That will hit.
That will hit. So this is the So that is 6 points of piercing damage and 5 points of poison reduced to 2 points of poison.
So 7 points altogether. Lovely.
Yeah.
Perfect, yeah.
And yeah, that's the Drakes. So top of the round, Sir Reginald.
So Reginald is back.
Reginald goes, I will take that as they are not under duress, and will attack the Grey Drake in front of him again for his first attack.
So there's a blue Drake and a white Drake.
Okay,
The blue is the one you've hit.
The blue one I'm going to hit. And I will burn a spell slot, just a level 1 spell slot at the moment, to cast a divine smite.
Yep.
Ooh, nice.
So, just giving you the features. So that is 2d6 plus 2d8 plus 4. Getting the dice together. That is 5 magical slashing.
Yep.
12 radiant damage.
Nice.
Yep.
Plus 4, so an additional 4 for my strength. So
Yeah, so this thing explodes. Just kapow. It's like you've burst a balloon filled with guts.
Drake awful. Just hitting you.
Yeah, it looks awful.
for my second attack,
here we go.
He'll turn around and go, right! Not going to waste the words on you, frankly. It's not as good. It is a 14 to hit.
A 14 hits.
I'll waste another spell slot. Because why not? You can do that more than one turn. Been a while since I paladin. Apologies, people.
I don't know if you can, but let's say you can. Why not? That way you'll use up all your spell slots now.
Oh no, I'll just move on to the level 2 spell slots. It just says when you hit with a melee weapon.
Oh, well, there you go.
I think
In which case-
it work until you run out of the first level spell slots, maybe.
Yeah.
It works until you run out of spell slots. You can
Altogether,
drop whatever level of spell slot you like on it.
It is 10 points of magical slashing.
Okay.
With an additional 13 points of radiant damage.
Okay, yeah. This one also destroyed.
Havandi! Oh, he had it at it.
Yep.
Good work, Sir Reginald, as he's fighting off these other traps.
Cool. And I guess for my movement, I shall charge over here to provide advantage for my friend.
Okay.
Because I noticed you're using flanking rules.
I am, yes.
I have noticed.
I have noticed, and I feel it's only fair to return the favour.
I'd be disappointed if you didn't.
So, okay, with Sir Reginald charging in, I'm going to try and hit this thing with my mace, the one in front of me, with advantage. So let's see what happens. A 24 to hit.
A 24 hits.
And it's going to take 6 points of bludgeoning damage.
Okay, yep.
And then for my bonus action, my spiritual weapon is going to go for the green guy at the bottom there.
Okay.
So let's see what he does.
You do notice with the bludgeoning damage on the Grey Drake, doesn't seem... You know when you feel like you've hit something real good, but it doesn't seem to quite work? It's almost as if it's resistant to bludgeoning damage.
Interesting. The spiritual weapon 13 to hit.
13 misses.
Oof. Shit, spiritual weapon. As it just keeps swinging around. It's like trying to
It looks good though.
Yeah. It's like when the mouse pointer just doesn't go where it wants to go, just all over the place.
Just shake it about a bit.
Yeah, just shake it about. I've lost it on the screen. That's it. That's my turn.
All right. Welcome back to the map, viewers. That was your turn. So it is the Drake's turn. Did I right? Yep. Okay. I'm just checking. It's not just flanking; it's also pack tactics that these have. So advantage with attack on. We'll both attack Warden. That way we can keep having our lovely. That's the third natural 20 I've rolled today. The other one was a 19, so it seems that you are for it. With the Grey Drake does 6, 7, 8, 9 points of piercing damage and 12 points of bludgeoning damage.
Ooh. Oh dear.
Did you go down?
Not yet. Not yet.
Yep.
Not yet.
The Green Drake is
another one.
No,
that is another natural 20.
Richard.
I'm going to use my reaction. I'm going to use my reaction.
Yeah.
I'm going to use my reaction to impose disadvantage on this.
Okay.
As my second warding flare goes off. It's good.
Same rule as before. I don't know why I'm covering up the dice. You can't see it, but odds or evens?
I will go odds.
It is odds. That's a miss.
Robots can sweat.
Tell you what, where were these natural 20s on the stream last week? My halfling barbarian won't roll 20s and he won't roll 1s. He'll roll lots of 2s.
Wow.
But,
Got the inverse of my curse.
Doesn't get to re-roll his 1s very often. That's the elemental drakes. It's Sir Reginald. Sir Reginald, you have this grey drake flanked.
Aha! Nowhere for you to escape now. So I will just a normal hit in the moment. That is a 14 to hit. It's not great.
14 hits.
Oh, okay. That will be 12 points of magical slashing.
Yep.
Still standing?
It is. Just, you would reckon.
And again, this time for a 25 to hit.
That definitely hits, yes.
And 15 points of slashing.
Yeah, you slash this thing to death. It's all slashed up.
Awesome. And that's all I can do.
Okay. If you had the movement, you could move round to put yourself. I mean, in the firing line, I guess, but also
10,
shoulder to shoulder.
20.
It wouldn't give you
I can
advantage,
get
but
there.
would put you in a position to attack next time.
Would I be alright to go around to about there?
Yeah, because you
How do
haven't
you-
left the area of control. Presumably, you can move through the spiritual weapon, given that it's a floating mace.
Yeah.
Yep. In which case, there you go.
Again.
In which case, I regret everything. Warden, you also now have this thing flanked.
See how you like it.
Yeah. Okay, bonus action first, then I'm going to go for the spiritual weapon first.
Yep.
Spiritual weapon won't attack with this, but won't attack with advantage because it's not a thing. So doesn't get that, but it does get a 12, which I assume misses.
It does miss, yes.
Shit. Okay.
Once again confirming
Once
this is
again.
not very good.
It's not a very good spiritual weapon. So yeah, he's just gonna hold both his hands up, very Iron Man style. And can the Drake give me a dex saving throw, please?
Sure. That is going to be a fail, I assume, with an 8.
8 fails, so it will take. Ooh, that's pretty good. 14 points of radiant damage.
Yeah. It dies.
Yes, cook it.
That's it. You have defeated each of the drakes.
Well done, my friend. See?
Sparking.
Shall we have a quick sit down and you can repair yourself a little bit? And
I think that's a good idea, Sir Richard.
perhaps we should take that pipe off of Lady Numto. She appears to have been too drawn into it this time.
There's like 1,000 yard stare.
Yeah. So there's just nothing going on.
I think she's gone into another realm.
You just hear her whisper, Phili. And that's it.
haven't got any healing spells, I'm afraid.
I've got some stuff I can do, so I'm going to use another charge from my staff and get back 18 points. That'll do. Of healing.
I may dump the last of my... I wasn't expecting to use it this early. Lay on hand onto myself. Yep. Cool. And I'll regain 15 hit points.
Okay.
If Sarah can get back, she's taking the last boss on her own today.
Sit back like that. Yes. Okay. And I'll just dispel the spiritual weapon. That'll go.
Okay.
How long does that hang around for?
Usually, I think it's about a minute or so. Yeah, a minute. Duration a minute.
Yeah.
So
It sort of just fades away. So I angrily dismiss it for it being useless.
So, they were given fair chance to surrender and explain themselves, and they refused. Next time, we hit first, and worry about the consequences later.
I feel you had the upper hand the whole time, Sir Reginald.
No, definitely in that first round, he had my hand.
True.
You see by the true marks on my armor.
So, where do we need to go next?
So you can see that the sort of space you are in kind of opens up, and then there is a set of stone stairs leading upwards with a kind of small landing. And if you wish to, you can head up those stairs.
So there's nothing else in this this room around us here.
Nothing else that you can see in this room.
Kind of strange wizard doesn't decorate the entire space. Very confusing situation.
If you saw the way he kept his laundry, I think that tells you all you need to know, Sir Reginald.
Maybe this is his laundry room.
Could be.
I think Reggie will grab Betty under one arm.
Okay. Yep.
And just carry on up the stairs.
All right. Let's. So. You find yourself. I can move you. Here we go. You find yourself stood with Betty behind. You climb to the top of the stairs. You see a room that sort of opens up to a 60-foot square area. The stairwell is surrounded by bookshelves that are completely filled with books. They range from pamphlets and small leather-bound tomes to large wooden and even stone-bound codices, which it turns out is the plural of codex. There you go. You can only learn that by being a massive Games Workshop nerd or Googling it. Those are your two ways of learning that.
Which do you choose?
I Googled it. Not Games Workshop nerd. So you find yourself at the kind of the top of the stairs. There are books everywhere.
He's definitely a wizard. You can tell by the number of books he has stowed away. So he was not lying about that.
Or a very poor librarian.
Very well pointed out. Very cautiously, because this has not gone the way that it should have done, and things have magically appeared as opposed to just standing and fighting like they're supposed to. Reggie will pop down Betty and make his way to the top of the stairs.
Okay. As Reginald steps onto the kind of the level, a large cloth-wrapped book flies off the shelves and hurtles towards you. Please make a dexterity saving throw.
With pleasure. 21?
21. Yeah, the book misses you. You just duck out of the way.
Aha! Literature
slams into a
fails
wall.
again!
Very good. We fought pots, we fight books. We're doing everything tonight. This show's got everything.
Can you really say you fought this book?
Well, watch this
No, I did
space,
not
everyone.
fight. I was victorious.
You defeated the book.
The successful dodge.
Tread carefully, my friend. Even the narrative in this place is treacherous.
It will step up as well.
Okay, please make a dexterity saving throw.
Okay. Ooh, that's a dirty 20 there.
You also managed to dodge out of the way of a further book. It slams into the bookshelf behind you and drops down.
Wow. I've heard words can hurt sometimes, Sir Reginald. Is this true?
Not if this is their best attack.
I feel we have the upper hand. Is there any books on the floor?
Yeah, there's a sort of, I mean, other than the one that kind of within a few feet of you, there's a few.
I'll pick him up and just like start threatening ripping him in half in front of the other books as like a show of force.
You are holding Divination for Dummies.
Okay.
Which you tear in half easily.
Yeah. Like I'm some old sort of world's strongest man just ripping books in half.
Oh, no.
Which direction are you attempting? Are you attempting to do it like a strong man, or are you attempting to just tear it via the spine?
I'm going to make it look like that. Just open up down the spine.
Okay, right, down the
nice
spine.
and
Fair enough.
easy.
Yeah, okay. I won't make you roll for that then. That's fair enough. You're now holding the pages 1 to 27 and 27 to 353 of Divination for Dummies.
I hope this. Just look at Sir Reginald. I hope this is sort of threatened them in some way and just throw them down. Throw the two halves of the books down.
Well, hold on 1 second. We should pull out a little piece of charcoal and draw angry eyebrows. Yeah. Just try again. Intimidate this library.
I will not ask you to roll for intimidation.
Okay.
Cool.
The flying book stopped.
Have you moved?
Not just yet.
Then no further books have flown.
It'll nod at Sir Reginald like our work here's done.
Reggie would start walking.
Okay, as you take a step forward, please make a dexterity saving throw.
It's not as good. It's a 9.
It's a 9. This time, the book strikes you for 2 points of bludgeoning damage.
Wow.
Treachery! From behind! Cowards!
The book has struck you from in front, but...
Just pick up the book and look at it.
It appears to be written in Draconic. It's some sort of magical book.
I cannot read this. I shall pass
it
to my friend who I know can read
do
it.
you step to be within 5? Do we close to your friend?
I will step this way.
Okay, please make a dexterity saving throw.
Oh, that's a 15. That's a 15.
That's a 15. Yeah, the book whizzes past your ear and then goes down the stairs.
I look at it with my angry charcoal drawn on that.
Okay, it doesn't move. That appears to have worked. The book Sir Reginald is holding is Divination for Beginners, which is a slightly more sophisticated tome. It is, in fact, exactly the same text as Divination for Dummies, but doesn't have such a kind of friendly cover, doesn't have that stickman going on it.
Stick gif.
Yeah. Okay. I show it back to Sir Reginald as like Divination for Beginners.
I don't know. Even if it wants to fly so badly.
You hurl it over the bookcases that are kind of surrounding the stairwell, and you hear it flap. You see it no longer.
Carry on walking.
As you take a step, please make a dexterity saving throw.
That's a 22 this time.
Yeah, a further book whizzes past you. This one barely stops. It just it drops down the stairwell to the floor below.
Okay.
I'm beginning to suspect there may be a pattern here.
I'm going to step this way, see if that makes any difference.
Please make a dexterity saving throw.
Damn. Okay, that's a 4. That's a 4.
Advanced intermediary divination strikes you amidships for 4 points of bludgeoning damage.
Wow. Damn it. Okay.
I have an idea.
So?
I'm going to use... It's probably not going to do anything, but it's a Reggie idea, so, you know. I think Reggie's going to use Divine Sense.
Okay.
As an action, you can detect good and evil. Until the end of your turn, you can sense anything affected by either Hallow spell or the location of any celestial fiend undead within 60 feet that is not behind total cover.
You cannot detect any good or evil here. There is only textbook.
Neutrality. There is an undead somewhere near, so be careful. I can't quite pinpoint it, though.
It all goes like that.
I think Reggie is going to try and walk to here as a consistent movement, rather than one step at a time and getting annoyed at each book that tries to hit him.
Yep. When you take a step, please make a dexterity saving throw.
12?
12 is not enough, and another book strikes you. This one is just called Divination.
I feel like there's a hint here somewhere we're missing. But
I am
considering we're
regretting
both...
naming each of these books without writing it down in the adventure first, but there we go.
Divination. Right, okay.
However, I feel like we're not the two that are going to get this, because it's almost like we're both characters that took intelligence as a dump stat.
Just goes like that.
Again, she'll move here.
Okay, make another dexterity saving throw.
That is a 20.
Move forward as well.
Okay, also make a dexterity saving throw. The 20 is enough. A book whizzes past you.
Oh, that's an 11.
That's an 11. You take 2 points of bludgeoning damage from a book mysteriously labelled "And now to a break." Because now we're going to take...
Fourth wall broken.
Yes, the fourth wall shatters everywhere. We're going to take a 15-minute break. Viewer, stick around. There's going to be over there. Yeah, nope, there. I'm flipped around. There's going to be things happening. We're going to take a 15-minute break, and then we're going to be back. For those of you who are viewers of a certain stream, you are allowed to both find a drink and relieve yourself if you wish to. They're both allowed.
So some other Heroes fans off
here. And welcome back to Actual Play UK. I am your host and GM for this evening, Richard. If you've just joined us, you missed the whole first half, and by half I mean probably way more than half. That was a bad decision, but you can catch up on the VOD, so that's good. We are here with Chris and Shiv. Say hello, Chris and Shiv.
Hello, Chris and Shiv.
Hello, Chris and Shiv. Congratulations
for both of you following the instruction. I think we are. Unfortunately, we have lost Sarah, but we hope to get her back next week. For this is, unless I kill these two shortly, going to be a two-parter. We are playing the kind of small indie game Dungeons and Dragons. We've encountered neither of those things, but we are slowly climbing a magical tower hosted on a demi-plane of reality where things seem to have gone wrong. And Sir Reginald, the animated skeleton, and Warden, the Warforged cleric, are in a library which appears to hate them for some reason. And that,
I feel it's because they both are intelligence dump characters.
Could be, because they're idiots and the books would like them to know it. And that viewer is where we're going to pick up the action.
Cool. Where were we? Because I just kind of moved to the edge here, and
yep.
And then Warden was going to move across as well a bit. I'd like to watch what happens. Which books kind of go when Warden moves?
Okay.
Try something different. I'm not going to be the shield for a change. I'm going to let my friend have that honor and see what happens.
Okay. I will move forward ever so slightly to that.
Okay. Make 2 dexterity saving throws, please, because you've moved 2 squares.
First one is a 16.
16, yeah. So you see a book very close to you, whiz past you, but you manage to duck out of the way. You can't see its title; it's moving too fast.
Good thing too. Good thing too. The next
I've had the whole break to think of names of books, but I didn't do that.
Just to let you know, Shiv, and I have completely forgotten about this. If you're within 10 feet of me, including me, you should be adding 3 to your saving throws.
Oh, okay. So there this one will be
because Paladin.
12.
Okay, in which case, rudimentary divination for the expert strikes you in the head for a further 3 points of bludgeoning damage.
Clang. Okay.
Could I make a perception or an investigation?
Yeah, make a perception check.
I say that. So that would be a -1.
Okay.
From my stat, for my roll, for a grand total of 1.
1.
A dirty 1.
So a dirty 1.
Filthy 1.
filthy 1.
There are books everywhere. That seems to be the main thing you detect is really just a lot of books. In fact, as you can kind of see down this corridor, you can see that the whole kind of side bookshelf. There's loads of books.
This is definitely a library. And the books are attacking us. I have another idea, or rather a frustration. Would you like to help me tip this library bookshelf on its side?
I will step forward to help.
Okay, make a dexterity saving throw.
Okay, and I get the +3, don't I?
Get +3.
You get a +3.
That's a 5 then. That's a 6. Sorry, 6. Sorry, 6.
Brilliant. Fundamental elements of divination whizzes off a shelf and strikes you in the neck.
Oof.
For 4 points of damage.
Taken out by books.
Death by books, man.
Yeah, that's it.
Can we uproot this bookshelf and turn it on its side?
You can certainly try.
Okay.
What would you like? Would you like us to roll an athletics? Can I offer an athletics?
Yeah, go on then. Athletics.
Okay.
Would you like to help? Or...
I will help you.
Yeah. Amazing. That makes it a 26.
Yeah. So with the two of you straining, you manage to move this bookshelf. It is, in fact, you can see this whole horseshoe that surrounds the stairwell is all one piece, and you manage to move it, but any attempt to tip is requiring you to lift. Just the sheer leverage alone means it would be impossible. But you do manage to move it a bit.
Did not go the way I thought it would. So we should do it again, but better.
I think so. I think put a lot more gusto into it. And I will cast guidance on Sir Reginald.
Okay. So what are you trying to achieve? Are you trying to sort of snap one of these off, or
twist it so it kind of breaks off?
Yeah. So it is a count squares 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. So it is a 45-foot square horseshoe of bookshelf, possibly even carved out of the same tree. So trying to lever it, you from where you are, you might be able to lift it up. But all that's happening is it's going to lift slightly.
Okay.
You've managed to shove it a bit, and it seems to be not necessarily bolted down. But other than that, you're going to really struggle to tip it over. Without being, say, 40 foot tall.
You could stand on my shoulders, and then Betty could stand on yours.
I feel I'd be the bottom of this pyramid, to be honest, Sir Reginald, being mostly metallic.
Rubbish! I am plenty strong to carry you both.
Starts to climb on Sir Reginald.
Okay.
Our
make
other
a
option
dexterity
is...
saving throw.
Both of us?
No, just Warden, because only Warden has moved to attempt to climb on your shoulders.
+3 again, that's a 16 this time.
16, yeah, okay. So advanced divination whizzes past you, but you manage to duck out of the way. There's a sort of moment where you lean back in as the kind of the camera speed ramps just enough that you can read the book as it flies past you, and then it's away.
Nice. That's slow motion.
Yeah.
Perfect.
That sequence was directed by Zack Snyder.
The library sequences by Zack Snyder.
Release the Snyder cut.
You have abs kind of carved into your armor for that shot alone.
Perfect.
Is Betty just sort of sitting there for no reason as things fly past her screaming silently?
Yeah.
How tall are these bookshelves?
So they're about 10 foot tall.
From there, could Warden climb on top?
He could.
Let's see if they have a maximum height on the attack.
Yeah. I'll give my best shot.
So since Warden, you are already stood on Sir Reginald's shoulders, it's simply a movement to place you on top of the bookshelf.
It's going to go to like there.
Yep. At which point, you make a dexterity saving throw as a book from the far side of the room whizzes through the air.
Okay. Oh, that's a natural 1.
Yep. So that is.
Do I fall off?
Here we go. Make a dexterity saving throw.
Folks, this might be it for the rest of the game.
That's it. Oof. That's a 9.
That's a 9. So yeah, you slip off and fall. At which point, I'd like you to make a dexterity saving throw.
The Tin Man goes down. That's a 15.
Okay, so you only take 2 points of bludgeoning damage as you kind of climb on top. As you move forward, the book whizzes. It strikes you on the head. You fall off, but as you land, the book that then it's actually from right next to you. Just you flinch out of the way, and it slams against the wall and falls down.
So I'm sort of like here then. I was like,
correct. Yeah.
Okay. I hear this loud clang as he hits the floor. like a turtle now. Just can't.
Are you all right? Do you need help?
Please.
Reach down and pull him up.
Yeah. Okay. You pull him up. You're stood to your feet. You can see. So this corridor is sort of 10 foot wide and sort of 40 odd feet long, and you can see it bends around. It is one wall is stone wall, and the other wall is a load of bookshelves. As you kind of, if you want to give me an Arcana check, as you kind of scan down the books.
Yeah.
I'd love to.
Yeah, I'll help with the Arcana check then, so you get advantage. And you've still got guidance as well.
Oh, I have, haven't I?
You
do. Okay, that's even better. And I will use that guidance. Plus 3, 18. 18. Respectable.
Okay.
I've never been so smart.
You are by no means an expert, but you can see that all of the books that you've seen so far, every one of them that has struck you, every one of them you've managed to dodge out of the way, and all of the books on the bookshelf going down this corridor all seem to be relevant to the divination school of magic. But none of that seems to explain why they are flying off the wall and attacking you whenever you move.
Do you know any divination magic?
I don't think I do. It's hang on. Invocation. No. I think so. It's all evocation. Conjuration. No.
Not really a paladin specialty, I have to admit.
No.
I will cast. Actually, I'm going to cast Detect Magic.
Okay.
It's worth a shot.
As you cast Detect Magic, you will detect a large number of sources of divination magics coming from all of these books. What's the range on Detect Magic?
It is 10 meters. Hang on. No, 30 foot. Sorry.
30 foot, yeah. So it is loads of sources of divination magic. Some of these books appear to be magical, but there is also a powerful evocation enchantment filling the room.
So I'll pass that back on to my friend.
Okay. So what I'm going to do is at this bookshelf here, I'm going to point at it and cast Dispel Magic and see if that does anything.
Okay. Assuming this is a very powerful spell, what would you roll? Is it a save on behalf of the caster, or is it?
I guess it'd be a spell attack, wouldn't it, with your spell DC?
Yeah, my spell DC is 13.
Okay.
I'm casting at 3rd level, so.
Yeah. Okay. So, so you kind of cast it, and as you're sort of once again seeing into the weave, you kind of see some of these 12-dimensional threads kind of pushed back, but it's not powerful enough. The evocation enchantment placed upon, as far as you can tell, as far as you can see, is incredibly powerful.
As I just put my hand down, I look at Sir Reginald with my charcoal eyebrows looking frustrated, and just be like, it's more powerful than anything I've got.
It means definitely more powerful than anything I've got, but I might be able to hit it.
Attack the bookcase?
No, I'm going to... where is this source? Is there a general source of the evocation magic, or is it just all over the place?
So it is all over the place.
Although I could, and I think Reggie will pull out his greatsword and start pushing the books off of the shelf in front of him.
Yeah, as you do so, they fall on the floor as if they were just books.
And then step into the space where he's cleared the books.
Okay. Make a dexterity saving throw.
Damn it! That is a 15.
So as you sort of spoon the books onto the floor, kind of clear yourself a bit of a space, step one of them kind of leaps up, but you manage to sort of parry it with your sword, and it flaps against the far wall harmlessly and falls to the floor. And yes, Mordenkainen's divination basics lies on the floor. That's actual Forgotten Realm lore I threw in there. I know what I'm talking about.
Nice.
Whatever you saw at the UK Games Expo, Dragons and Dummies. I'm not good at that.
I'm sorry. This is.
A question from the chat, by the way. Does anyone have Fireball?
Yes, I do. But I'm not prepared to use it at the moment.
We decided the line that they will not cross is they will not burn books.
There you go. It's always good when you find out what your line is.
Yeah. What if it's simple as like just damaging the bookcase?
Or dashing?
Dashing?
We could try and run.
Run for it?
Yeah. Run for it.
So, yeah, I think so.
Okay.
30 foot speed. I've got, if I dash, that's 60 foot.
Same for me.
Okay, I'd like you to make me.
I have a terrible idea.
There.
It's going to burn one of my second.
All right. So I'm going to move you back a bit.
Yeah, I'll move back to there. Okay.
No. Move you to there. I'd like you to make 10 dexterity saving throws, please. Gonna need so many D4. Here we go.
Oh dear.
First one's a 12.
Okay, 1. Yep.
Second one's an 18.
Okay, yep.
When do I stop getting the +3 from you? How far
As soon
do I?
as you're outside of 10 foot.
So that was
now.
like probably the first two.
Yep.
Yeah, that's it. Right, the rest are without then. That's a 4.
Yep. 2.
That's a 5.
3.
That's a 7.
4. You're about to get bludgeoned to death by books.
That's a 5.
I mean, presumably this is where all the natural 20s that I've been rolling have gone. You're offsetting that.
What am I on? That's the 7th one. So that's a 9. That's a failure.
Yep.
That's a 10. So that's a failure.
Okay, so
hang on, wait a minute,
run 10 feet and you manage to avoid one book.
Cool. Perfect.
And take 3, 6, 7. I can't read this D4. I don't know why I have it. 10, 13, 14, 15 points of bludgeoning damage as you charge through just this hail of books. As you come round the corner, you see just on the corner where there's a sort of entrance into another corridor with another set of books. You see a slender granite plinth. It's holding a marble bust of an ancient wizard with a bald head, long beard, and a pair of glasses. And as you reach this point, blasting way through the books, it seems to come to life. As it blinks its eyes, turns to you and says, visitor, I am Erebus the All-Seeing, and you must be students come to my library to study divination magic. The first divination spells are thought to date back many centuries to the so-called godless seers, a society of oracles who drew their visions not from any divine source but from a deep understanding of the weave. These mystics kept writing their secret. He in no way is interested in whether or not you are engaging with him. He's just giving a lecture. These mystics kept their writing secret for some decades before the intervention of the great mage Oskun the Recorder, who devoted his life to studying and encoding what are considered now to be the first generation of formal spell-recorded spells. In fact, you will have almost certainly walked past a reproduction of Oskin's Divination Folio number 2. Even today, oh yes, I see it there on the floor. Even today, this is considered to be a foundational text for those who wish to... Oh yeah, no, that is it, isn't it? Have you forgotten to speak the password?
He's as soon as he hit that bit and this guy started talking, he just shuts down. He's unconscious. I'm at 0 hit points.
Hello? Hello? Hello, friend Warden? How are you doing? How did it go?
I am Erebus the All-Seeing. I can't see you.
Feel like you might need a new name then, my friend.
Oh no, it's a well-earned title due to my expertise in divination magics. Did you hear my lecture beginning about the godless seers?
Yes.
Yeah.
Right. Well, it's very interesting. Your friend here seems to be unconscious.
Right. Not sure I'm going to fix that. Bear with me a moment. And he will also dash.
Okay, here we go. Make 10 dexterity saving throws.
Friends at home, when we say is what my character would do, do it for the fun moments, not for the missing everybody else around.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So the first two.
Yep.
Hang on, I've got more d20s to hand, so let's do as many as we can. Ooh, there's at least one natural 20 in there.
Okay.
Cool. Right, so first 6.
So the DC is 15, if that helps.
Okay,
You just tell me how many fails.
10. So one failure out of the first 6.
Okay.
2 failures in total.
Okay. So you take, as you charge through your own hail of books, 5 points of bludgeoning damage as you kind of charge through. Books ducking, weaving, parrying. As you arrive at the bust of Erebus, the All-Seeing, and he says, "Oh yes, I can see you now."
Wait, 1 moment.
Yes.
He turns his head back round the right way.
That makes more sense. Yes.
Shall pull out my potion of greater healing and I think we've probably done this before. I guess just kind of dunk it
just like
over
you. You pour it in a way that's probably going to work. Yep.
And you recover. Do you want to roll it or shall I?
I'll let you roll it. Yeah, go for it.
Are you sure?
Yes.
We've heard how he rolled. That's why we are where we are.
Not great.
Okay, 4. 5. 6 plus. That is 11 points of healing.
Nice. As he just powers back up. Like he's booted a computer back up.
Are you alright? I was a bit concerned that my lecture about the godless seers and the origin of divination magic might have shut you down.
No, that was the library, the flying books that shut me down.
Oh, that's all right then, because from a purely theoretical point of view, it's quite a fascinating enchantment that has been
Hands
cast.
down. Goes into
Now
standby
that time
mode.
it was me, wasn't it?
What?
It's like an orange light just blinking as he standby mode.
You see, strictly speaking, it is an evocation enchantment, but there is within its nature some quite fascinating divination elements, as the enchantment itself is required to divine the location of the trespasser, which is I find quite satisfying. That even in some of the most powerful evocation magics, you need a bit of divination.
Does it have an off switch?
No. There is a password, a special magical word that when spoken ceases to make you a victim of the books. Most people who come up to this library are told about it.
Reggie tries to remember if there was something that the wizard mentioned or not.
From what you can remember, the wizard did not mention it.
Fairly certain if they sent us up here, they should have given us a password.
Well, that would make sense.
You know what the password is?
I do.
Can you tell us?
Kind
I
enough
can.
to share it.
The password is discover. You simply have to speak that, and no further books in the divination library will attack you.
Discover! He says very loudly.
Nothing seems to happen.
But either that worked or it didn't. Just step backwards.
No books attack you.
I should say this is probably the wisest thing I've ever said. You should probably say it yourself, just in case.
Discover.
Nothing seems to happen.
I take a step forward.
Nothing happens. You hear, discover, and Betty is standing next to you.
Hello, Betty. Right. Well,
do you would like some healing, dear?
Yes, I would. I'm a bit banged up. I've got dents.
Now I have to stop using my D4s for evil and use them for good. I think she's going to pump a second level healing word into each of you. So that is going to be 2d4 plus 2, which is 9 points to Warden, and 5, 6, 7 points into so Reginald. Does that move the dial at all, or should I crack into the third level spell slots?
I've got about on a scale of 1 to say 63. He's above half. So
okay. I do enjoy the fact you picked the arbitrary scale of 63 and then went about half. That was a lovely bit of stuff.
I chickened out at the last minute. It's like, I'm not going to do that. It's not fair.
I think it's perfectly fine to say I've got this many hit points left. You could dance around it, but it's yeah. Okay, well, Betty is standing by. She's got some first level spell slots as well, but I thought if we try and move the dial a bit with some seconds.
That's fine.
Okay, well, you just carry on, dearies.
Right. Thank you for your assistance there, Erebus.
You're very welcome. If you'd like to know any more about divination magics, I would be happy to share much of my knowledge.
Let's just say that this library and your lectures have definitely left an impression on myself and my friend.
Well, that's very gratifying to hear.
I'm gonna need a bit of they'll beat the dents out and stuff later on. Need to go to a body shop.
Find a gnome panel beater to.
Yeah. Do you know any in Faerun?
Right. So if we head this way, and I think I'm going to point up this corridor here,
Yep.
which is north on the map.
Mm-hmm.
I guess we get closer to the exit. I don't know.
Oh, if you're trying to get to the exit, then yes, either the stairs through the divination library or that way would be the way to go.
Which is the quicker?
Well, it depends where you're trying to go. If you're trying to go up, then in which case you wish to go through the conjuration library that way.
Right. Is conjuration spells going to attack us?
I don't think so.
Do you know of any other passwords for this building?
Oh no, I only know I very much stay here in the divination library.
Would you like to go and visit the rest of the building?
I am an inanimate bust on top of a plinth, so
No problem.
No, I'd like to stay here if that's at all possible.
No, we'll leave him where he is, just in case it's trapped or some wild stuff.
hasn't stopped us so far.
No, that's true. Eighth level spell goes off, destroys him. No. Shall we move on? I think we should move on.
We shall.
Okay. Who is going to be the first to step into the Conjuration Library?
Oh, I mean, obviously, Reggie.
He's learnt nothing. Okay, as Sir Reginald steps, as the pair of you apparently step into the Conjuration Library, I'd like you to both make a dexterity saving throw, please.
Can I shout discover as this happens to me? See if that has any
Yes,
effect.
you can do.
Oh, I'm next to you, so that's plus three now, isn't it?
Yes.
So that's a 15 for me.
It's a 13 for me.
So Reginald, you take a point of bludgeoning damage as simple conjuration and more advanced conjuration both fly kind of at the pair of you. So Reginald, you don't duck. That's the thing. you stand looking at it until it hits you.
Or someone shouts back and he goes, "Where?"
I tried. You hear from behind you.
I shall look back at Erebus and goes, just got hit in the face with another book. Don't want to be one to complain.
Oh, good.
Fairly certain that's not a way that things should proceed. Is there a way to turn these books off?
Oh, almost certainly.
And you don't know it, do you?
Oh no, I am really only an expert in the divination magics. Although my specialty is, of course, the godless seers and the very early history of divination magics and how it was first written down. That I find to be really quite a fascinating part of the history of both the material plane and magic.
Okay.
Any hints about conjuration magic? Say, for example, conjuration for dummies.
Yes. I mean, if you read it, it'll probably give you quite a good introduction. That series, while presenting itself in a comic style, it contains all sorts of valuable information that give you an excellent grounding. Are you a student of magic?
Well,
I'm sorry, I always forget I don't have a facial expression.
just looked like a resting face the whole time.
It's just a skull staring.
I am not.
Ah, well, in which case you will find it quite boring, I would imagine.
Right. How are we going to... I don't want to get hit in the face with books anymore. I'm rather over the whole proceeding.
The book thing. Can I make a perception check to see if there's another bust further up that looks similar to this one?
Yeah, you can do.
Okay. That's not great. It's an 11.
So scanning around, you can't see one, but of course, with the way that the library is laid out, with this kind of corridor made of sort of 10 foot wide, with bookcases either side, you can't see the exit of this room.
Wait. This is not a horseshoe. We might be able to tip these shelves over.
Let's get to it. Guidance again.
Yep. So is Warden going to take a step forward so that he can help push the right hand of the eastern bookcase?
Now I will basically be like an anchor.
Okay, right. You're going to help from where you are.
You are,
right?
yes.
Yeah, I'm not going to move this time. I've learnt my lesson.
I mean, it's only taken one of us going unconscious, but they have learnt something.
A big takeaway from this. A big takeaway.
Cool. So, 23, 27 athletics.
Yeah, with being anchored by the Warforged behind you, 5 foot behind you, you push, and then it kind of teeters for a minute, and then there is this ear-splitting crash as a 40-foot long, 10-foot high bookcase filled with heavy magical tomes crashes to the floor.
Perfect.
Oh, says Betty Numpo. Well, that was... I mean, I can't see because I'm not pointing in the right way, but that sounds very loud. What have you done?
Shortcut, I think. and you shall step over the fallen bookshelf.
Okay, make a dexterity saving throw.
Damn it!
Not even that worked.
Hey, they can only attack us from one angle now.
That is true.
That is a dirty 20.
Dirty 20, yeah. So you step forward, sort of staring down a book right in front of you as daring it to move, and one whizzes over your head and slams into a bust by the exit, which you can see.
Just there. Okay.
So let's have
Move.
Okay.
Excuse me! Shout at the other bust.
Oh, I don't think he'll be able to answer you until you get a bit closer. That's not how our magic works.
Oh, damn.
Right. I shall jump back down here.
Okay,
Other
make a
shelf,
dexterity
then.
saving throw.
16. Dirty 20 again.
Dirty 20,
Nice.
yeah. Once again, as you kind of step down, you're not even thinking as another book, as you drop down, the book flies where your head was a second ago.
So we're going to push this other bookcase over.
We're going to push this other bookshelf. I'm going to have to take one more dexterity saving throw.
Yep.
Not so good that time. 16.
16. Another book flies. This one just kind of spins down the corridor, having missed you.
Oof. Okay.
So, same deal.
Same
Yep.
deal.
Same
Do
deal.
that again. Let's do it again.
Okay, cool. That is maths. Maths on a Friday night. 18, 20 in total with the guidance.
This
Sorry,
time
I'm
it
assuming guidance.
doesn't.
Yeah.
I think we can assume guidance. It doesn't feel like it's going to go for a moment, and then just starts to teeter, and it's that thing where you end up, while you're pushing, it's already gone. There's another ear-splitting crash, and Betty Numpo once again goes, "Oh, that's very loud. Oh, I can't approve of whatever is going on back there. Perhaps if you turned me round, I could explain to you why what you're doing is a bad idea."
This is justice.
That sounds more like vandalism to me.
It is justice. These books have tried to vandalize a priceless artifact and a great warrior. So we're getting our own back by just stopping them from flying at us.
But, well, I mean, you do know that just because a book isn't on a bookshelf, it doesn't stop it flying at you if you step into its area without them speaking the password, don't you?
Nope.
Well, that explains a great deal of what has happened in the last few minutes, then.
It hasn't slowed us down so far.
I was not made by an educated man, okay? It's made by someone who steals people.
And you're
well,
literally
this is-
dealing with a paladin who's so dumb he forgot to die.
So are we going to attempt to move forward again?
We are
or-
going to.
So you now have easy access to move diagonally towards the bust if you wish, rather than going along the long corridor, because you've
Absolutely.
vandalised the library.
Let's do it. Excellent. So we're just going along this sort of...
It's
area,
total
yeah?
hammer and nail solution.
Okay, right, so how many dexterity saving throws are we achieving?
5, 10, 15, 20, 25. So there's 5 from
Okay.
Reggie.
Yep.
25.
If you stay in pace with me for this one, I think.
Which I'm basically right behind you.
Yeah.
Okay, yep,
So-
so you have the...
How many am I making here? Sorry?
So I think 5 as well.
5 as well. Okay.
1 failure.
Okay.
Natural 20.
So that's 2 points of bludgeoning damage on Sir Reginald.
17 and 19. So there's 2 failures for me.
2 failures. Warden takes 4 points of bludgeoning damage.
Oh, that's fine. Not too bad.
Ah! Exclaims the bust that is now in front of you. Some company at last! How delightful to have some intelligent company. You know what? All I've seen for months is big lizards of some sort popping out of nowhere and urinating on my pedestal. But no matter. The important thing is that you're here and you can help me. There's been some sort of error. I think someone has confused me, Exogar of Cormorn, with this Exogar the Conjurer bloke, who seems to have some sort of powerful wizard. I am, and I cannot stress this enough, not a powerful wizard. Please can you tell whoever is in charge of this about this mistake, because I've been here for ages.
I would love to. Did they give you a password, perchance?
What, a password for the library you've just charged through?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, yes, appearance.
Appearance!
In unison.
You hear appearance, and Betty Numpo follows you. Well, that was very kind of you, dearies.
Did what we could. Always, milady.
But now, I return to the important thing,
As we turn
which
back
is
and look
that
at the
I am stuck
bookcases on the
here.
floor.
I am stuck here inside this bust of some magician that I am not.
Yes.
I am just a bloke who wanted to die, but instead of dying, I seem to be trapped here as a bust of supposed to be handing out magical wisdom to students who come to this plane of reality that I, and I cannot stress this enough, do not have.
That is quite a predicament, I have to admit.
Yup.
Have you tried not dying? It's worked very well for me so far.
Oh no, really, plan A is that I pass beyond this mortal coil and dwell in the loving arms of my god.
Right.
Right.
But instead, I'm stuck here with a bunch of nerds coming and asking me about conjuration magic. Something that I do not know anything about.
Right. How about we take you downstairs and introduce you to the individual once we have taken care of your small reptile problem?
Okay, I mean, they're quite big as reptiles go.
Oh, I'm sure we've seen bigger.
Well, I mean, it's not a lizard examining competition, but they're quite big. That's all I'm saying.
I'm sure you could conjure bigger if you wish to.
I cannot conjure anything, so I cannot conjure anything bigger. I'm not a wizard. I'm a
He's
bloke.
just a normal man.
I'm an innocent man.
Just an innocent man.
Just an innocent. Okay.
But we have two options. One, you can come with us and talk to the people in question directly.
Aye.
Once we have fulfilled our mission, our duty, and rid this plane of these pesky parasites. These
Are they
reptilian
parasitic, these?
reptiles.
We're talking about the same thing. All right, the weeing lizards.
Yes. Urinating lizards. Yes.
Yeah, aye. Well, that's pretty much my problem with them.
Leaking lizards.
Very good, Sir Reginald.
If alliteration is important to you, I suppose.
That's kind of what we're all about so far.
Simple solutions to complicated problems. And
Yup.
alliteration.
Proverbial hammer to these So if we were to destroy the bust, would you be released, or are you just kind of like...
I mean,
How
I'm
does
willing
that
to give
work?
it a go at this point. It's been ages.
Shall I?
By all
try,
means. I mean,
Or is that too cruel for this gentleman to be trapped here and we just bludgeon this bust?
Perhaps we try like you taught me with the words. We try the words and see if their words work, and if those words don't work, then we hit him until he falls to pieces, and hopefully that sends him on his way.
Sounds like a good deal to me.
But I feel like we've done a lot of damage in this library already, and so perhaps
you have.
One more wouldn't make much difference.
Perhaps we'd find our limits now. Though
So
if
what you're
another
saying
book
is-
flies at me, I am possibly questioning our line about fireballs.
I would probably say this building may get burnt to the ground if we get attacked by any more.
It is coming to the point that one more book in my face may require a negotiation about costs.
I have bad news for you, by the way, because through there's the vacation library. I don't know anything about that.
Evocation, did you say?
Aye.
Which one is evocation?
I haven't a clue.
Divination is
Not a wizard.
is seeing.
Just a normal bloke. We get it.
Good, because not every student. Some people think it's a joke, and it's not a joke. I'm
They
stuck
think-
here.
Do they think you're doing like a bit or something?
I think they think it's a bit. Aye, it's some sort of funny. It's not
Interesting.
funny. I'm stuck.
But I mean, obviously, look at the pair of. I know I look like I'm grinning permanently, but I'm not. And look,
Aye.
we've drawn
is-
guidelines for how we are feeling about this particular circumstance.
So he's cross.
I'm
Yes.
permanently cross.
Nice to have a bit of empathy, because I'm furious.
Evocation, yes. Evocation. I've got a lot of evocation. So I don't know if that will help us or hinder us. I don't know.
Which one is evocation? I think like evocation is what, fire or
It's,
Don't
yeah,
ask me.
Yeah, it's a lot of fire from what I've got on my spell list.
it's like is that like I'm actually going to roll an intelligence check, which is going to be hilarious.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
it creates powerful elements. That's what it does. Yeah.
So if you want to know about, it would have been an Arcana roll rather than an intelligence roll.
Same roll.
Yeah, it's some sort of magic stuff.
Yeah.
You don't appear to know a tremendous amount more than the guy trapped in the bust who claims not to be a wizard.
Yeah. Warden will look at the bust, then look at Sir Edmund and be like, "Are these the same people?" Just a normal bloke and a normal blake.
A normal skeleton?
A normal skeleton. Okay. Well, so you don't know anymore. You're as a normal person, you've not heard of any passwords spoken by other people.
I've only heard the one for in here.
Okay. Well,
Do you know if
Muffin Man? Oh.
got to that point in the evening. Do you know if obscuring the book's ability to see has had any effect on them in the past?
I don't.
I have
Can't stress this enough.
I am a
Just a bloke.
No, I just thought that's the sort of thing you might have seen someone try in your time.
No, whenever people come into this library, they speak the password, and then they
Right.
walk through unmolested.
Right.
But I only see them when they get close, because that's how these things work, it seems. I only see people when they're close. If they're far away, I don't seem to exist.
I see. So
Which
we
is
prob-
partly why it's so vexing to come to consciousness, having been in the sweet embrace of oblivion, to see a lizard pissing up my plinth.
most vexing, yeah.
Indeed.
Truly,
And then it
truly.
walks off, and then I stop existing again.
And then the next time you wake up, that continues to. It's like almost
Then the
goading
next
you
time,
in some way.
you
Yeah.
see a robot and some skeleton, and neither of them make any sense.
Where's
But
the
keep
skeleton?
asking you questions.
The undead should not be here.
Well,
I told you I sensed undead earlier.
Does he have an identity crisis? He doesn't know he's a skeleton.
nope, he's too stupid.
too stupid. If I could have taken a lower stat, I would have taken a lower stat.
Minuses intelligence.
So, best advice: head directly to the bust in there, and explain to them that I'm stuck here and that I need help.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I think we can.
I see what you do.
Do that. Yeah.
So you said you have evocation magic.
Yes.
No, I didn't. I said I wasn't a magician at all.
I was discussing things with my friend here.
Don't mind me. Apologies.
Yes, I do have evocation magic.
And you said it's all fire-based.
It's element based.
Maybe the password is something to do with elements.
It could be.
Or dragons. Because there's a lot of drakes.
Yes, that's true.
But you are more familiar with magic than I am, so I'm going to let you choose. But I will say the word walk-ins, and if it's wrong, I will take a book to the face.
Okay. So what was the previous 2 word passwords?
They were
I took too many books to the head. I've short-term.
discover and appearance.
Discover and appearance.
Thank you, Richard.
That's quite all right. you guys are taking enough punishment without me.
Information and appearance. What would the word be then if it's going to be evocation?
So discover to look at something which
Just conjure.
and appearance
Just
brings something that's not there here.
which was
Conjuration.
on conjure. Yeah. So to evocate.
Immolate?
It's worth a try.
Immolate!
You say confidently as you walk into the room. At which point you need to make a dexterity saving throw.
It's good. It is a 21.
Okay, yeah. You catch.
It is not immolate.
You catch evocation and the elements, a primer, which is a relatively slim volume. Although you do notice that it's bound in stone, meaning it was a good job you caught it.
Wow.
So, not immolate.
Not immolate.
Maybe we're narrowing our ideas far too much.
Maybe.
Whilst my friend is thinking on this, because I'm going to flick through this book and see if I can pick out any key sort of passages that might be a hint.
Yeah.
And hope.
Look at all the books that already hit us or something.
Did we miss a clue?
Roll, I tell you what, roll me an intelligence, just a straight up intelligence roll, unless you can think of a better skill.
Guidance.
I could try and intimidate the book, but I don't think that's going to work. And the guidance, you said?
Yes, had a guidance, yeah.
Well, it's a nice, round, proud making 14.
Nice.
So the book contains a list of it's kind of divided up by element. So there are there are a bunch of fire spells, there are a bunch of ice spells, there are a bunch of lightning spells, and so on. It's not a spell book. It's more a sort of history of spells, but with a. It's not a deep dive, but it recommends tomes to go to find more. But there doesn't seem to be any clue as to what the password for this library might be.
Sorry, No clue here. Want to make a next guess?
I will give it a try. What would be a good word? I'll just walk into the room and just say summon.
No. Tell me. I will. I'll walk.
Fine. Yeah, just try summon. I'll even try and teach you the draconic word for it as well, just in case that makes any difference.
Okay.
I will murder it like a British person.
Mispronouncing the word summon in draconic, you step forward and make a dexterity saving throw. You are about 15 feet away from being within reach of the next bust.
That is I just lost it. 19.
Another book flies over. This one is fire spells for the amateur enthusiast, and that whizzes past you. But you're ready for it because you didn't really believe in either your pronunciation of the word was the big thing that you were like, this isn't gonna work. So you were ready, and it pings past you.
Even doing it louder did not help.
Even doing it slower and louder did not work.
Okay.
Yep. Sorry, not that one. Next.
How close are you to the bust? How is?
About 15 feet.
So 3 squares would get him within the distance of the bust that seems to cause them to come to life.
I am noticing a theme.
Go on.
Elements. I shall shout and jump forward one.
And jump forward. Yep. Make a dexterity saving throw.
Oops, sorry. That is an 18.
An 18, yeah. You're pretty used to you kind of building a bit of a sixth sense as to where the books are coming from. This one comes from the far side of the library, and there is time for you to kind of see it coming and then lean out of the way, and it seems to arc at you, and you lean the other way, and it misses you.
Conjure, maybe?
Are we not? I mean, we did the conjuration. We
did.
Finished that one. We're kind of on evocation now, from what I remember. To be fair, it's hard to remember. I've been hit by more words than I've read today.
Yes. My memory bank's been heavily damaged. So elements, that didn't work.
We'll find you a nice blacksmith to work out your kinks later.
Please, 'cause I fear this is not going well. Elements, we tried.
Tried element, we tried immolate, we tried draconic. Bad draconic.
Bad draconic, for other words. Can't think of anything. Blank.
Yeah, I'm kind of drawing a blank as well at the moment. Oh well, it's only 10 feet.
Okay, you charge 10 feet, make 2 dexterity saving throws.
Oh, they're not great. So one of them is a 7. And the other one is much better, 22.
So you take 4 points of bludgeoning damage as ice spells for the expert strikes you, and you stand in front of the limestone bust of a glamorous middle-aged woman. Inscribed across the bottom is the words "Vifane the Beautiful," and she comes to life and says, "Hello," and that, I think, is where we're going to wrap up tonight's stream.
Wow.
Yay! We made this harder than it needed to be.
But we had a good time doing it.
It was worth it. It was worth it.
Excellent. I don't know what I did with that, so we'll pop it down there. Cool. Well, thank you so much, viewer, for joining us. Thank you particularly to those who got involved in the chat. Things are always better when you get involved in the chat. It says here, if ending your first on 2 ports, try to end on a high. You can let me know in the chat whether or not we did that. So I would like to thank Chris and Shiv for joining us. I would also like to thank Sarah for joining us for the time she was able to. Hopefully we will have worked out whatever problems we had, and that she will be back to bring Betty Numpo's magical healing. I think that's the mostly what we need. Her magical healing to get us back on track. Now is the time when first Chris and then Shiv are going to plug their shows. Chris, plug your shows.
Hi everybody. I am Chris Mepham. You can find me most of the time on Some Other Heroes, which is another Twitch stream. We are gay geeks, queer dungeoneers, and all-round nerds. Come and join us most Sundays, including this one, as we continue our adventures through a world of skyships and floating islands, deep mysteries and strange magic, and a lot of silliness. I have a wonderful cast with me, some of whom were in chat today, and they make my life both misery and joy at the same time, which is what players should do. We have an ongoing game. We have some other stuff coming up. Just pop along this Sunday, 3 p.m. BST or 4 p.m. CEST, depending on time zone. Come and play. Come and watch us play and tell some stories. And thank you so much, Richard.
Not a problem. And if our viewers want to find you on social media, yourself or the show, where can they do that and under what name?
Yeah, it's at Chris Mepham, MEPHAM RPG. Wherever your media is socialed. I'm mostly active on Blue Sky at the moment because I'm trying to build that up a bit. So if you can come and help me build a community there, that'd be great. For Some Other Heroes, it's at Some Other Heroes everywhere, including YouTube and Blue Sky, and it's still on Twitter. It's not X. You can't.
It's Twitter. No, that's fine. No,
and
we're not having that nonsense. We're just not having it. It's fine.
Catch on the threads.
Yeah. But yeah, we're pretty much everywhere at Some Other Heroes, all one word. And we'd love to engage with you. Come and see what we're up to.
Excellent.
Awesome. Yeah.
And Shiv.
And yes, hello, I've been Shiv. You can find me everywhere at IOShiv on all the social medias with various names that they're called these days. I appear on various other streams, and the 2 Key App podcast is the social media at 2 Key App podcast, where last week we talked about new players joining tables and anxiety and how to deal with that as experienced players as well. So go and have a listen to that. We're episode 40. So, started out, but we're doing okay. So come and have a listen.
All right. And Sarah, you can find as Sarah Man Comedy on the social places, and League of Stoopid, I think STOOPID. That's relatively new. So I think get on board now. Well, then you can be the one who understands the in-jokes. That's vital as part of a stream, is to be one of the people who knows why the cast collapse laughing when someone says aubergine for just no reason. I have been Richard. You can find me and my show, the D20 Future Show, wherever you are social, except Threads. I haven't done Threads yet. You can find, or actually, I'm no good at Instagram either. But you can find us at D20 Future Show. We're available. We're on Mastodon. That's how hip we are. You can find us on Mastodon. You can find us on Blue Sky. You can by us, I mostly mean me. You can find us on Twitter, which is where I am best. You can find us on Facebook. We have a Facebook page. Some people have liked it in the past. We are a bi-weekly podcast when I can get the episodes out. I'm trying to move house, so the episodes are a bit spotty, but the latest one was a review of the UK Games Expo with a game designer, and we had a lovely chat about his career as well. I'm hoping to have a bunch more UK Games Expo interviews out soon, but I do need some time to edit them. It's a thing. We're also a bi-weekly Twitch stream at 18:30 BST until we switch over to GMT. That's coming. Available on twitch.tv/D20 Future Show, where we play Dungeons and Dragons for the minute, although we will be playing Goblin Quest soon. We are playing through Horde of the Dragon Queen, and we've got to the end where it's really dangerous. And my character is a halfling barbarian who has no sense whatsoever, and so I'm probably going to get them all killed at some point. That seems likely.
Don't know what that looks like at all.
I can't imagine, yeah, but a Bumbleweed Nugglethump will be the death of somebody. Whether it's the people in front of his axe or behind is yet to be determined. But do come along and join that. It's too late to get the in-jokes, but my Bumbleweed Nugglethump's axe is called the Gentleman's Cheese. So that's about the level of the of the show. That just happened organically. It's a thing that happened.
So it's the organic gentleman's cheese.
Yeah, it's organic gentleman's cheese. Yes.
Wow.
Don't think about it too hard. That's not. You can thank you Hooplu for the gentleman's cheese emote in the chat. You can buy this and a number of other of my DM's Guild adventures. If you search for Drakes on a Plane on DM's Guild, you can buy this for I think it's like $5 or something. It's very little. I have a few of these fun, silly adventures with an emphasis on the silly. That I'm feeling is probably enough. Spoilers, by the way, for Drakes on a Plane can be found in the rest of Drakes on a Plane. So, we're going to be back next week, but I need to remind people. It says to subscribe to the channel. You can follow us. That way you'll get notifications when we go live. We have a bunch of fantastic streams going on, including this one next week. We will be back. We're going to be playing the second half of Drakes on a Plane. It'll be more books bludgeoning these idiots to death, and then we'll work out what to do with the rest of the stream. But
Shiv and I do have spare characters for the inevitable.
Okay, well that's good. That's good. How we're going to justify their existence in this demi-plane of reality set far from the material plane, who knows? We'll work it out. Yes, Hooplu knows a secret that only those who have purchased Drakes on a Plane know. But you can, particularly if you're an Amazon Prime subscriber, you can subscribe to this channel and give the wonderful people who run this money. Imagine that they are saving up for yachts and Lambos, but will also spend money on making this stream and the network better. So do subscribe. Perhaps we should have mentioned that before we finished, but that's where we are. We have several streams going on Thursday evenings. It's Delta Green. There is a mini campaign that is with people from Trolls of the Two-Ton Bridge, Realms, Gunpowder Treason, No Plot, and Chaotic Neutrals. Congratulations to Gunpowder Treason, No Plot for one of the best stream names I've come across. We are this time next week finishing off Drakes on a Plane. Hopefully with Sarah back from the League of Stoopid, as well as these two fine gentlemen. I've got my pointing all wrong. These people. For the 14th of 15, apparently there is no break, but watch this space for a 24-hour charity stream. It's not in my notes, so I said it with lots of upwards inflection, so I can't get sued. But I think that might be happening, and I think that might be. Chaos plus sleep deprivation. So, that's going to be madness.
I think there's details in the Discord if you join.
Okay, yeah. If you're not part of the Actual Play UK Discord, but you are a streamer or podcaster or stream and or podcast enthusiast, then, get involved in that. Will there be sharks with laser beams? I don't think so. That I think is probably what the guys who run the stream will be investing in next. I think that is quite enough from me, he says, lying. Thank you so much for watching, for being part of this total nonsense that we've had late on a Friday night. You can find Actual Play UK on Twitter and on Instagram at Actual Play UK. we would raid because that's good etiquette, but we don't follow anyone who's live now because it's 11 o'clock on a Friday night, and so presumably all the cool people we follow are watching this or living it up. Those are the two things you can be doing acceptably on a Friday night. So, to presumably John's great relief, I'm going to draw this stream to a close. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much, my wonderful cast. I hope to see each and every one of you next week for the second part of Drakes on a Plane.